Hi everyone and welcome back to the One Globe 360 YouTube channel. On today's video I'm going to be telling you 5 top tips to save money in Barcelona and to essentially live on a budget here. So tip number 1 is make the most of the free activities here in Barcelona. There are so many activities that you can do for no cost whatsoever, and my favourites have been the free walking tours by Runner Bean Tours. I'll leave a link in the description to their tours so you can check them out. But during my first weekend here in Barcelona I did 2 free walking tours. The first was the Gaudi free walking tour and the second one was the Gothic Quarter here in Barcelona. The free walking tours are a fantastic way to see the city at no cost, apart from it is very, very polite and almost expected to give a tip at the end. So they're called free walking tours, but you are expected to give a tip. However, it's not compulsory. They do say if you cannot afford to give anything towards the tour, leaving a positive review on Google is enough for them, which is fantastic that they're accepting of people being on different budgets or maybe not being able to pay for the tour itself. So yeah, the free walking tours, like I said, were a fantastic way to not only see the city but also to make friends as well and to connect with people all around the world. There were so many people in my tours from different countries, from America, from Vietnam, from other places in Spain, from the UK. It was a fantastic way to connect with people, and it just added to the sort of diversity and how multicultural Barcelona is, which is one of my favourite parts of the city. So tip number 1 is make the most of the free activities. Tip number 2 is buy as much of what you eat during the week from the local supermarket or from a local fruit and vegetable market. Barcelona in general is considerably cheaper than the UK, but also it's very important to not eat out as much as I do, because I've definitely not sort of taken advantage of how cheap the supermarkets here and also the local fruit and veg market. For example, I always buy in the morning a couple of bananas from a local fruit and veg market, 48 cents, which is an absolute bargain. It's also a really good way to help support the local communities and the local shops, especially given the pandemic, and I'm sure businesses, for example, have really struggled during this time. So shop locally, which is a really good thing for the community, but it also helps the bank account as well. Going to the supermarket and going to those local fruit and veg markets will honestly mean you spend considerably less amount of money in comparison to eating out most nights. Like I've said in previous videos, eating tapas here is very cheap, but of course if you're eating out every lunch or every dinner, it is naturally going to add up. So tip number 2 is make the most of the supermarkets and the local fruit and veg markets to do your shopping. Tip number 3 is eat locally. So like I mentioned, if you would like to go and eat tapas, which is what I love to do often, eat locally. Don't get caught up in the tourist traps on Las Ramblas and Plaça de Catalunya. Go and find a local authentic tapas restaurant near to where you live. Some recommendations for some really good areas are Poble Sec and Sant Antoni. In my opinion, they have the best tapas restaurants here in Barcelona, but you can easily get 2 to 3 tapas dishes and a drink for no more than about 10 euros. You will probably be paying around 20 euros if you have the same 2 to 3 tapas dishes and a drink in the Las Ramblas area. So you can save lots of money by eating locally, and the food will, I promise you, be better as well in one of the local authentic places rather than somewhere by Las Ramblas. So tip number 3 is if you are going to eat tapas, make sure you eat locally. Tip number 4 with regards to travel is buy the T ticket. So in the metro system, I think personally it's one of the best in the world, and a one-way ticket costs around €2.40, but you can get this T ticket where you get 10 trips for just €11.35, which makes it considerably cheaper, especially if you're going to be in Barcelona for more than the weekend. I'd really recommend buying this T ticket. It's what I do. I buy a T ticket every time, and I save so much money traveling around the city using this T ticket card for the metro system rather than buying an individual ticket every time. So tip number 4, if you're going to be in Barcelona and traveling around, definitely get the T ticket card, which is only €11.35. And then the 5th and final tip is book online. If you are going to check out any of the tourist sites here in Barcelona, I'd highly recommend to book online rather than booking when you get there. That's because the prices online are at least 2 to 4, maybe even €5 cheaper than actually going to the ticket office at the actual place where you're going to visit. For example, this works with Casa Mila, Casa Batlló, Park Güell, La Sagrada Familia. They all offer discounts to book online. And also, if you're a student, they often have student discounts here around Barcelona, whether it be the tourist sites or whether it be just, well, anything really, activities, events, food. Like, there's so many different student discounts here in Barcelona. So if you are a student, definitely have your student card with you at all times, because you never know when you can get a little discount. So they are 5 ways that you can save money here in Barcelona and essentially live here on a budget. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to smash the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you've got any questions at all about my time here in Barcelona. And of course, if you've enjoyed this content, please, I would be so grateful if you could subscribe to get me that little bit closer to 500 subscribers, which is my goal for the end of the year. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in next week's video.